of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge.
Live from an unvaxxed bunker, surrounded by toilet paper and pilots of contact solution, ready for the next shutdown. This is This Week in Conspiracy, and I'm one of your hosts, Justin.
And I'm Brad, and I got a C, dude. That's why I got all that contact solution. Gotta clean my contacts.
And like always, on the ones and zeros, there's little shitty ass dirtball. Pew, 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 pew. Playing a surprise birthday party this weekend for Convoy. Oh no!
You just gave it away.
I just gave it away. He's sitting in the room over there in the corner.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, Convoy.
Do you even birthday, bro?
You even birthday, bro. Okay. Let's get into our business and so we can get started. We are on Instagram at This Week in Conspiracy. Our email is thisweekinconspiracy@gmail.com. Our Facebook is This Week in Conspiracy. We have a getter it's This Week in Con, and we're on Parler at This Week in Conspiracy, Twitter
_conspiracy,
and we're also now on Rumble, and that's This Week in Conspiracy, and we're on YouTube for now at This Week in Conspiracy. I'm sure they already took one episode down when they start.
Yeah,
so they'll probably take all of them down eventually. But that's where we're at. And our contributors of the week, we have Sean W, a.k.a. IRS. We have Brad K, Adam, LOL, and Convoy.
Convoy. Nothing from...
oh, no, Bruce. Bruce is there again. He gave me a couple things this week, probably 3. You have something to say? Brad?
No.
I had your hand up. I thought you were pretending to
I was going to say something, but first I want to, once we get through this, I'll say it. It's not a big deal.
So how was your week actually planning this big party?
hectic.
Hectic. There's only going to be 4 people there, and your brother told you today he's not coming.
That was the whole 4.
Chips, hot dogs, and friggin'...
I started removing stuff from my Walmart food order.
I'm not that big, jeez.
Well, that's 4 people, so I took rid of,
you invited my family and Brad's family. He's not coming, so now there's only 4 people.
Yeah. But he can eat.
Aunt Mary.
And Aunt Mary. Gary will be there.
Yeah,
Gary. He's the life of the party.
Gary Bear.
Yeah,
Gary Bear.
Yeah, he'll be there. I don't know. He had a procedure done. He might not be there.
No, he's already still there.
Oh, he's there? Good.
Yeah, he's in town.
So he's laid up all week.
Yeah, he made it. It was a good surgery.
Good.
Yeah, he's all right.
Okay.
Good. That's good.
That's good.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. T's and P's.
T's and P's.
T's and P's again. But so that's about basically it for us. So what do you have?
Well, a couple things real quick.
Okay.
First, I'm going to ask you how your week was.
Oh, my week.
You had a big week.
Yeah, we had a good week. We went on vacation, so that was fun.
Pew, pew, pew.
We traveled to Sandusky, Ohio, to check out the brake factory.
Nice.
So we went in and saw
you really?
Tommy Boy's brake factory.
Did you really?
No, well, I didn't. I
looked
it up, but I didn't.
Something
I didn't find nothing for it. But we did go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on the way out. That was pretty cool.
Check out our sticker there if you get the chance. If you happen to be there.
Then I think it's the 3rd floor where they have a sticker thing. You make your own band label. So I made it This Week in Conspiracy and stuck it on 3 of the pillars.
Nice.
And I had to handwrite the rest of it because they only let you put so much.
Yeah.
And then we went to the house from the movie
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. That was pretty cool. And it doesn't look the same. Like, it looks weird.
Is it?
I don't know if it's even the real house.
Well, it is the house, isn't it?
That's what
you were there, weren't you? Ashley?
I was there 15 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't go through it. I wasn't going to wait. Like, they have, hour waits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not waits, but you have to hit, every hour or whatever. But we did, hang out the outside, and I went and bought some cool Christmas ornaments and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite movies.
They had the full,
leg
legs are, $250.
Yeah.
I
you probably find it on Amazon for $60.
No, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I looked at them on Amazon. So I asked the lady, I said, how many did you sell? She's like, oh, not as many as you think. I was like, I didn't think we sold any. because they're expensive. Because they have the big ones, then they have like Lance size ones for like $80.
Mm-hmm.
So you can buy like a little one for $80,
right,
and stick it in your window, and no, everybody's gonna carry the same as the big one.
right. I don't know. The big one, like it would look good in my window.
Yeah,
I got that big bay window on the street.
It would look cool in my window too, but I still pay $250.
Right. No,
I don't like the movie.
I'll make my own.
You know what I did buy?
I'll take the witch from Pap's house and literally take its leg off.
What will Aunt Mary do?
Just balance it on a wooden stick or something.
You know what I did get there was cool? I got remember the Griswold movie, the Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, that's my second favorite.
I love that movie. Yeah. But I got one of those giant moose cups with that thing.
I want the whole set.
Well, they were like, they weren't bad. They were like,
they were at Boscov. They had the whole set at Boscov's. Or no, Kohl's a couple years ago. And like, it was before Christmas. So I was like, hey, right after Christmas, coming out and buying them. Gone. Yeah.
But it was they were only $20 a cup, and I opened the box before I bought them to see if they weren't chintzy.
Yeah,
it was real heavy, thick glass.
Oh, nice.
So I bought one. I figured it'd be cool to sit around on Christmas.
I think that fit. Remember the thing that Cousin Eddie breaks? It's like I don't even know what it is.
Oh yeah,
it's
like falls apart.
Yeah,
he puts it back.
Wonder what that was.
I don't know.
I could like to have one of those.
I did last year for Christmas. I bought the one of those. You know, you have the Christmas buildings you put into your tree.
Mm-hmm.
I got the mobile home.
Nice.
And I have under my tree that I have the little like porcelain figurine and things sprayed.
Shitter's full.
But those porcelain things, it came. I dropped it on the carpet and the hand broke.
Yeah.
So I glued it.
Yeah.
And I was gluing it and I stuck it on the table and we're doing something. And the kids were like screaming and screaming. I don't like banged on the table like that. It completely shattered. The whole thing.
Well, okay. First off, that little porcelain figure is probably what? 2 inches tall?
Yeah.
You're 6'9". So you just banging it on the table is like
I was sitting on the table. I banged
it was like Mickey Mouse running from the giant, dude. Like holding a pea and like the giant trying to smash the pea. Dude. Like that's what that's like.
Yeah, but I mean I didn't smash the figurine or even smash it down. I had the figurine sitting on the table. I walked like that and it hopped up in the air and landed flat on its feet again.
Yeah.
When it hit the feet, like the whole thing shattered like a cartoon.
Right.
But that was like $60 that I'd wasted. But then we went to Sandusky and went to the it's called the Kalahari. It was a water park. That was pretty cool. But one thing I did run into there, we went to Walmart to buy groceries because you get like a condo.
Mm-hmm.
There's like it's worse there than it is here. There's like nothing.
Really?
Like it's in the middle of the country too, sort of more so.
But it's a tourist attraction.
It's touristy too. People shop it. People are like, well, it's probably because there aren't enough workers to put stuff out. I was sitting there and they had a crate with fruit in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pulling it out and putting it out and there was nothing. Like, there was no...
Okay, so when you take your kids, like, do they drag you back to the toy section?
I didn't have them with me, but yes, I do that when I do go.
Because I was going to say, if you, I walked through the toy section, because I'm always looking for, like, collectible things, like G.I. Joes, like, if they bring them back out for some reason, because they just brought out that Snake Eyes movie.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe they'd have some G.I. Joe. I could literally stand in sections. I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
With my arms spread, and there would be no toys in them. Like I could stand an entire section with no toys in that section. Then there might be like 6 things, and then I'd go another 3 feet up the aisle and do it again. It is freaking crazy, dude.
Right.
So you better get like Christmas shopping. You better start now. Because
it's going to get bad.
Because come October, November, especially, well, we're going to talk about this. But before I get into that thing, we'll go ahead and finish it.
Well, I was just going to say that, like, I went down the food. I was getting breakfast stuff. I got eggs and bacon. They had a couple things of bacon, like enough stuff with bacon. There was plenty of bacon.
Mm-hmm.
They had like no breakfast sausage, no patties, no links, nothing. They had, they always have like the Johnsonville stuff.
Yeah, like the top of the line.
Top of the line stuff, but they didn't have like, that was almost all gone. And then it was like a bear section the whole way down to the chicken. I couldn't believe how empty it was there.
Well, I saw today, was it Genesee or Anaheim?
Oh,
they're going to start, they're cutting out their lowest selling brands.
Sure.
So you're only going to be able to buy the more, expensive because it's
Genesee.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was Genesee.
Well, it's probably the less drank stuff. So
yes.
They have trouble keeping up with it. They might as well just pump out the stuff they need to keep up with.
So.
Well, that's why you can only get like 3 flavors of Gatorade now.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mother was just talking about the other day. She always gets Gatorade from Sam's.
She was saying that a couple weeks ago.
You can't buy. They let you buy 1 case at a time now. She used to get like 3.
Well, yeah, I mean that's great that you buy. You pay to shop in bulk, and then they limit.
Yeah.
I mean, you could walk over to probably Walmart and buy 66 packs of Gatorade.
It's the dumbest thing in the world already to pay to shop somewhere.
I know, but it does pay for itself. Like just in water.
The water's cheaper, but it pisses me
gas.
off. What's that?
And the gas.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the gas. Can I say something? The gas, you're buying it off Walmart. We have 50 local gas stations. I'm not even talking about like Sheets. But these little rinky-dink stores, go there and buy the gas.
Well, I don't like driving out there because, I mean, it takes you 15, 20 minutes to get out there from my house.
Yeah.
So, like, I just used all the savings to freaking drive out there.
But, like, you keep on going to Walmart. Then you got, like, the little corner store down here that buys gas locally.
Right, it's gone.
But he literally buys gas locally.
Right.
Off a smaller company. Because they can't get enough fuel from the major big ones. But once they're gone, you think
Walmart's going to keep the prices low?
No, you're going to be screwed. It's going
to be a frowny face bouncing around.
Yeah.
Because the prices just went up.
Well, that's the way they're doing it now. They're just beating everybody out. There's nowhere else to go.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway with the price of gas because in Pennsylvania, they're talking about taxing you by the mile.
Yeah, so it won't matter.
And I just saw an article today tucked away in that infrastructure bill, which we'll talk about that later on. But tucked away in that infrastructure bill is literally a tax by mile. So they're going to do it federally.
Well, what about the other thing tucked away in there, that DUI camera?
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that. I have all that written down. But before we got into anything, so last week we talked about whiny Simone Biles and how she quit mental health.
Oh, yeah.
But she won a bronze. And I was seeing this story, like I was reading this story today, like how proud they are of her bronze medal. And all I could think of was like, when did we stop celebrating greatness?
Right.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, they were like, they're not being fair. They're not giving her the proper scores because she's so good. And then she gets a bronze, and everybody's like, we're so proud of you. No, I'm like, to me, you're either great or you're like, that's mediocre bronze. Now, look, I'm not saying
that's good.
I'm not saying I could ever freaking accomplish the things that she did on a gymnastics floor. But bronze is mediocre.
Well,
like you're the third best.
The thing, it's not so much that she's the third. I mean, if going in, she wasn't suspected to be the best ever in the history of gymnastics.
She was.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She was. So when you are third, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't mind. Like, I understand that she had a mental break or whatever, and that sport is dangerous. If you're not with it, you can hurt yourself.
Yeah, but it's a sport, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying she does those flips. If you're not with it, I understand her quitting. That's fine. It's not that. I mean, it's the glory, right? Like I don't like if she won bronze. That's good.
I remember winning a championship in baseball, but like my whole life, every team I was ever on, I lost in championships. I never won a championship until I was 17 in my last year of baseball because I was leaving for the military. We won a championship. That is like the greatest feeling ever. And like I got benched because I started a bench clearing fight. So I didn't even get to play in the championship.
Still great.
But it was awesome. Yeah. I got one at bat in the championship because I was benched.
No, I just want to know more about this bench clearing brawl. That's how they won because he broke someone's kneecap.
They made Brett set the bench and they all of a sudden were...
No.
he dropped the rest of the team down.
Hey, reach over there. Look on the fridge, on the magnet.
Yeah.
There's a sports store. You know how our local newspaper does like 25 years ago, 10 years ago?
50 years ago.
No, yeah, not 50.
You want me to grab it?
I mean, it's been 20 now. No, but it said, what's it say? Brad sparked. Oh, you got to cut that because I said my whole name. Jesus Christ. I sparked our team's win, right, in game 1. So what did it say? I had 2 hits and 3 RBIs, and we won 7-6.
Says 50 years ago, Blair County.
Get closer to the
50 years
microphone.
ago.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, 50 years
This
ago.
one?
But but Reed, it's not 50 years ago. It was 10
Yeah, it's
years
50
ago.
years ago.
Oh, the 10 years ago.
But that
Oh.
was 10 years ago.
It says Brad W. drove in 3 runs to spark Park Furniture to a 7-6 victory over McMullen Furniture
In game 1
of the Kelly Federation Best of 3
semifinals.
semifinals.
Right. So the second game, that was the first game.
Yeah.
The second game,
Man, you're a hero because you made the yesteryear.
I know, that's pretty cool, huh?
I guess.
So the
I don't,
second
there must have been
game-
nothing going on that year. That whole other time.
10,
So the second game,
50 years ago.
Nothing happened to go
some
10 years ago.
dude, listen, some dude, it's just sports. It was just a local sport.
It'd be like
That's
some
all.
guy could have had a car.
I mean,
accident and
it was
live.
local sports,
It was
dude.
better than
Through-
Right,
through
which is
a
worthless
baseball
and
field.
why Simone Biles quit, because it's stupid sports.
Yeah, I know. No, I like I was saying before, it's not.
I mean, the one before me was like softball and another softball.
50 years ago,
They didn't play
the
anything
man
else
broke
but
the world record for weightlifting. Then there's Brad's thing.
but they, but it's
Oh, he hit a ball.
It's local freaking
Right,
baseball,
I get it.
dude. Come on, leave me alone, all right?
I
It's
mean,
my highlight.
I
I made the
understand-
newspaper 10 years after I did so.
the girl quit. That's fine, and then she comes in third, which is good. But they act like she won every gold medal. Like there's like all this stuff on.
Right.
They talked about like she was the greatest athlete ever.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay,
that's
so
what the
what-
problem is. It isn't
Yeah.
that she. I mean, she quit because she felt like she wasn't going to be able to compete.
But
You're a quitter then.
So that was last week. We talked about her last
I know,
week.
but
Wow.
if you don't,
Hold on, I want
You're a
to do
loser.
some Olympic. I want to do some
Okay,
some
good.
uplifting stories.
Is it about the bench clearing brawl? Because I'm still waiting for that story.
who won the fight, dude?
Nobody. One of my friends that was on the opposite team.
Wait, you have a friend?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was staged.
He came over.
Thanks, Fred.
No, it was crazy. I was in the. Okay, I'll tell the story real quick. I was in the on deck circle. The dude that was batting hit the ball down the first baseline. Instead of the first baseman just stepping on the bag and ending the inning, he ran up, tugged the guy, but threw an elbow out.
Yeah, like right into
Right, on purpose,
Right.
to be a jerk. So out I come out of the on deck circle. I run out. Everybody freaks. The bench is clear. One of my buddies, played on the opposite team. He was their catcher, but he was like 6'4". Like I'm 5'10". He just comes up behind me, puts his arms around me, and lifts me up. Right? He's like, "Easy, dude, easy." And I'm like, "I'll kill you too." Yeah, I'm freaking out, you know. But one of our teammates, he was a football player, and actually he had scholarship offers to play football at Ohio State. He was a running back, but he just couldn't pass the SATs to get in.
Yeah.
He come in from the right field, warm up, when the pitchers warm up,
Yeah.
and literally speared their second baseman who was coming at me as I was being held. Shit went crazy.
Yeah.
But I got ejected. I'm screaming and hollering. I get thrown out. I'm sitting up in the stands. Dad wasn't there because he was working second shift. Because he probably would whoop my ass. Parents are yelling at me from the other team, and I'm screaming across the field I'll beat you guys up too. I don't even care. And then their son was after the game, he's like, "Damn, dude, that was my mom." I'm like, "I don't give a shit. Don't run your mouth. Tell your mom not to run her mouth.
Yeah.
Dude. I don't care." But that was
We
the
already
best. So I get benched,
You would punch a woman.
and I always joke. Yeah,
Hey, you
I
went
had
over
a
next.
punch face. But I always joke because my neighbor was my baseball coach. Now, I grew up, I went in the military, I came home, we bought a house, and just happened to be next to one of my baseball coaches. And I'm always like, "You ruined my professional career by benching me in the playoffs. That was my time to shine. There were scouts in the stands." And he laughs. It's a joke, little joke. But anyway,
That's not as good. We were playing at Mansion one time, and your brother was on our basketball team.
Oh,
My
God.
dad was on the team as well. And I think my dad fouled a guy. He got up and was screaming at my dad. Randy was standing on the sidelines, and he's holding the ball to throw it in. He threw it
just
as hard
drilled
as
that
he could,
dude
hit the
in the
guy
face.
right in the side of his shoulder, and hit him in the head. They're like, ejected.
yeah. Well, I caught when I was growing up. When I got into 16, 17, 18, I didn't catch. I DH'd, which was the coolest freaking position ever. DH. I sat there the whole time, then I got to go hit. The
Yeah.
fun thing. But when I caught, I can remember if like a dude was stealing third base, I'd jump up and drill the dude. If he didn't want to leave the batter's box, I'd drill dude right in his chest.
Oh, the guy.
I'd give dude third base all day long, but I would drill that batter square in his chest.
Well, he's supposed to duck.
Well, no. If you're in the batter's box, you don't have to get out of the way.
Oh, okay.
You can stand there. But I would throw as hard as I could right off that dude's chest. I
thought it was like an unwritten rule you're supposed to duck.
Well, I mean, technically you don't have to.
No, I know you don't have
Yeah.
to, but it's a rule that if you don't duck, you might get drilled in the chest.
Yeah, so I would drill dudes in the chest. I would chit-chat with them the whole game. I remember one time I had a lefty in the box, and the dude kept leading off first base. I stood up and drilled that dude right in his chest. Like, I was a goof, dude. Like, but that's how you play. And I wore a Confederate flag bandana under my helmet. Like, what, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, did you get that guy on first time?
No, I hit the batter.
What they say.
They bent over and were, like, cursing me. But,
The
the umpire was like, you really shouldn't do that.
say, well, you should duck.
Well, funny story about that. One time, someone was catching, they were throwing strikes, but we weren't getting the calls. And here come my dad out, and he's like talking to the catcher, and he's like, "Where are you catching the ball?" And I'm like, right across the middle. And he's like, "Are they balls or are they strikes?" He wasn't talking to the umpire, but he was saying it loud enough for the umpire to hear. And I'm like, "Well, they were all strikes." The umpire, "Get out of here!" threw my dad out. My dad used to do some funny stuff. Like, he always carried a fungo bat, which, if you're familiar with baseball, they're used to hit like fly balls in practice. But he had one, and he carried it all game. He always had it. It was like, you know what I mean? Like, just something he held in his hand.
You can lean on it.
Yeah. He would chase dude. Like, he'd come out to argue something, and he'd come out with the bat. Looks like he's chasing dude with the baseball bat. You know? But, like, his assistant coach was like the chief of police, so he never got in trouble.
Not as good as the story of Mansion Park and the people who wouldn't move out of the seat.
Oh, my.
When he punched him right in the face. You weren't even alive, were you?
You weren't.
I was alive.
No.
Yes, I
Rich,
was.
no, she was pregnant with you, and she told Reed to go get the security guard.
That's
what
not
she
true,
told me.
Because we got those tickets when Pat passed away. Because Pat had them.
So then
And
she
I
must have
was
been pregnant with me then.
She must have been pregnant with you. I remember holding... I swear I remember holding my dad's hand, or my mom's hand, and that
She
dude ran
sent
his
Randy
mouth,
off.
and that dude was running his mouth. He was like one seat over into ours, but we had tickets on the visitor side. But it was when our local football was big.
Well, that was a bigger deal back then.
Yeah, I mean, this was 80s.
Yeah, everything was like
And-
sports. Like football was a big deal. Like,
And
there was
he-
real rivalries and stuff.
Yeah. We were playing a team from Maryland. And he wouldn't move over. He's just being a jerk. We called my dad an asshole. Boom! Punched dude right in the face.
Well, no, he said it more than once. Mom said Dad didn't hear him the first time,
Which wasn't surprising.
That was
and
his
then he
luck.
said it again,
But
and Dad
that was
just
his
went.
luck.
So listen, his buddy was like, all of his buddies were like cops and stuff. And did you ever hear what happened after that?
Uh-uh.
Where over at work, because he worked for the local railroad, they call him over the intercom that the local police department's here to talk to him about punching the dude out.
They all had
But they were all in on it. It was a joke.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Turns out they have like food. They're having a party. There's like confetti everywhere.
Yeah, well, the dude's wife was
That was also
running her
different.
mouth, and Mom said, "I'll knock you out too."
Well,
That's a different time then.
it was a different time. Well, him and my uncle Bud used to coach like older kids,
Right.
18, 19,
They
20, in the
coached Stan
Triple
Belinda.
ABA.
Like Coach Stan Belinda,
They did coach Stan Belinda.
the worst reliever for
They
the
brought him in. He pitched 2 games, gave up 16 runs, and the Pirates drafted him. Go figure, dude. Or brought him up.
Brought him up.
But anyway, that back then in the 70s, it was like an $18.50 fine for hitting somebody, for
Right.
punching somebody. So these kids would start running their mouth. And my dad would tell me, "Your Uncle Bud used to just hand me a $20 bill and say, 'Get ready.'" And he'd go in there like he was going to punch the dude out, man.
Well, it was like I said, it was a different time. That's why people weren't. There were jerks, but there was a consequence for being a jerk.
Yeah.
Because you could get punched.
Yeah, because $18 ain't shit.
No, but you could get punched in the face.
In the face. Right.
Oh, like
A lot of people.
My dad was a jerk on the baseball field, though. He threw the kid out over here in Little League because he brought, like, his remote-controlled car to practice one time. Kicked him off the team.
Because he drove with the practice?
No, he had like a remote control car and he was playing with it.
Going to practice?
Like, get out of here.
He was like 5 years old.
They had it coming. You don't bring that to practice.
Little league, dude. He was a little kid. He didn't know. He's probably happy about it.
He's a better man now for that.
Okay, so listen, I don't even know it. That dude might be dead for all I know.
He's probably like the mayor or something.
Probably became the heroin junkie and died, dude. I don't know.
If only I could have been a baseball star.
He's tying himself off and dying with a remote control car beside.
Well, like what pisses me off about Simone Biles is I can remember one time losing a baseball game. And like I was like 4 for 4 with like 3 RBIs, and we lost like 8-5 or something. You know what I mean? Or 4 or 5 RBIs. I might have had all the RBIs.
Probably.
And I can remember driving home.
He was the only one on the team.
And my dad was like, you did this wrong and this wrong. I'm like, I was 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs or whatever. Like, what else was I supposed to do? He goes, did you hit 4 home runs? No. Well, then you didn't do everything you could. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I was good today, you know. But,
well, I mean, I think your dad's a little bit of a dick on that. But you could still be like, you
No.
still always can improve.
yeah, but you know what? That made me a better ball player.
Right.
And then look.
So the next time
He's in the newspaper, Justin.
I'm in the
When
newspaper.
the hell were you in the newspaper?
Yeah. Wow, he was in the newspaper quite a bit.
The next time
Arrest records don't
6
count.
foot 9, hey, 6'9" guy gets benched again because he can't keep up with everybody else, right? Yeah. The only 6'9" dude in central Pennsylvania can't keep up with everybody else.
the next time Brad went up the bat, the next week, he struck
Struck
out
out
every
for
time
me.
he's swinging for the fences. Because his dad
Thanks,
didn't hit
Bob.
4 over.
Okay, so anyway, back to the Olympics because I wanted to give an update. So we talked about Do You Even Lift Bro?
Yeah.
The female power lifter that's actually the dude.
Well, I want to say, when I was on vacation, I just happened to turn the channel on, ESPN or whatever was on. The Olympics were on. And here's this dude comes out. I'm like, oh, it's, male lifting. I thought it was the male lifting.
No, it was a female.
And then they kept on calling him like her. And my daughter, she's like 6. She looks and she's like, why do they keep on calling that guy a girl, Dad? I was like, I don't know. They're all confused.
Yeah. So it
But I
failed.
saw it. They lost.
Failed to
They
move
lost.
on. Yeah. Right.
It lost.
He failed to move on. But I think that was all a setup.
Well, I hear they
He was
threw
terrible.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like he had no form. Like his form was bad. I don't know much about weightlifting, but I was watching his other girls. Those girls were like amazing.
Yeah.
Well, the theory is
They did that on
threw
purpose.
it. So then you can't say, oh, they have a genetic, advantage over women.
Well,
Look, you can see
But
they don't.
I think there was like a Great Britain like swimmer who was like, well, that's not fair. Can I go swim against the girls in the butterfly? You know.
he was also like 50. He was like 46.
And he did come off like he just popped his elbow like a year ago lifting.
Right.
But anyway,
My
Well,
daughter,
hey,
she just
the
kept on
fun-
saying,
hey.
what? Like, even after I told her, I was like, these people are all confused.
hey, Trump Jr. tweeted out like, what did he do? He worked his balls off to get there. So he. But anyway,
But she just kept on saying,
So-
why do they keep on calling her?
yeah.
What? I'm like, good point.
So that turd burglar didn't do anything.
Third bird.
But did you see the female wrestler?
No, I missed that.
So she won gold.
Is that the black
She's
chick?
the black chick wrapped in a freaking American flag, and they're like, how proud are you to represent the United States? She's like, I love it. I love this country. It's the greatest country in the world. I love being American. And I just thought,
Oh, she was an actual woman.
yeah, no.
Oh,
I was like, I was waiting
she
for
was
the
talking
foot
about
to
that.
drop
Great.
here. I was
I
like, I
saw
thought
that
that was a
clip.
lady.
yeah. So she and I laughed because we're like the biggest racist country in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're white, you're a white supremacist.
Oh yeah.
But here we are, like cheering for her, and the white girl who lost at soccer and got kicked, they got knocked out already.
Yeah. Or that was powerless.
They suck. That
No,
was
the
he's
soccer
from
team.
Norway.
Oh.
They
yeah,
took
yeah.
a knee,
Yeah.
except for the black chick that didn't.
So
Stand
anyway.
right there.
No, but most people don't feel that way, Brad. It's just the media saying that.
I know, dude, but I like to bring it up.
I know. But it's like I was at the arcade shooting baskets into the basketball arcade thing.
The ringer
Were you
here.
wait? But while you were there, were you like, let's bust a move where the games are played? It's cool. It's hip. It's Noah's Arcade.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that you both posed is very
You don't even know what that's from,
tragic.
do you?
No. Oh,
Earlier this
Wayne's
year.
World.
yes. I was about to say.
We went to Delaware on vacation earlier this year. And every time I go to Delaware,
You're like,
I look at my wife and I say, "Hi, I'm in Delaware." I'm in New York. I got a gun. Let's go see a Broadway show.
I gotta see that movie, dude. I haven't seen it yet.
My kids love that movie. You never saw Wayne's World?
No, I have. As soon as I started to say no, I'm like, oh, wait.
I do that one too.
All right, listen. We have fought.
Well,
Okay,
I was just saying, I'm shooting
your baskets.
baskets, arcade basketball game.
He's picking it up and just
Yeah,
dropping
he's
it
just
in.
dropping it.
Well, whatever. And
Like the claw.
Yeah.
well, I'm hitting them, and this dude beside me's a black dude, and he's like, "What'd you score there?" I was like, 170. He's like, "No." He's like, "All right." And he puts in, and he scores like 160, and I do it again. I score 158. We just kept on playing against each other. Like later on, we're high fives. Like, that was awesome.
Well, that's because we've talked about this.
Well, I thought we were supposed to hate each other.
Well,
Yeah,
he was afraid of you.
It's right.
You're white. He was afraid of you.
He was impressed that I can make baskets.
Yeah, he was like,
He's like, "Look at
what
this
was that
cracker."
one
Why are you
white
so
dude that
tall?
played in the NBA, big country?
He's like, "Look at this cracker."
Well, I watched the original Space Jam the other day.
Yeah, the better one.
Yeah.
I won't even watch LeBron.
And it's
game.
only because LeBron is like punch face too.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
him with a passion.
But like, I'm thinking like Michael Jordan is just a likable dude. Even if he may have been the most horrible person on the face of the earth.
What did they say?
But
He's an asshole.
When he was in public or anything else, and they protected the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he just seems like a likable dude. He smiles. He doesn't rub his temples down 10 points.
Well, they wanted to do a political thing. He's like, "Well, Republicans buy shoes too."
Yeah.
So he was
He's a businessman.
Well, did you ever hear the conspiracy theory about him? That the reason he went to go play baseball is because they found out he was gambling on basketball to brush it under the rug. They made him just leave and play baseball for a few years.
Well, the real conspiracy is that bookies killed his dad.
Well, the real conspiracy is that
Pete
Kobe
Rose's
Bryant was getting ready to bring down the house. That's why he died in a helicopter crash.
Well,
that's why the Simpsons told us years before it happened.
Right.
What
There's all
house?
kinds of weird stuff about it.
Wait, what? He was bringing down what house?
He was bringing down
the
information about like all kinds
I think pedophile rings and everything.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff about it. And then there was a weird thing on InfoWars posted about LeBron James, that one crazy that woman basketball player.
Oh, yeah, did you see that?
I read that. I was going to put it on Instagram, but she is like mentally ill. I think she was probably sex trafficked.
Yeah,
and now she's all drugged up and nuts.
She claims
that
LeBron James was trafficking women.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, that's what she claims.
I know. Well, I have to say allegedly.
We don't have to say allegedly. We're just reading her words.
Right.
She claims
that
she was a former WNBA star. It's not like she's like a nobody.
No, now she is because she's all whacked out and drugged up because probably.
She went on the run, probably hiding.
Yeah. Well, remember that Hernandez from the Patriots? I heard a story that he went up and told Bill Parcells, not Parcells, Belichick that, hey, I'm getting followed everywhere and stuff. He's like, well, you need to get a safe house. That's what he told him.
And he did.
Yeah, but that's just a whacked up thing to say to someone who's nuts.
Well, he was being followed, though. Wow. I mean, like, on that Miami team, like, half that team was in prison.
Oh. They're all...
There was, like, half the team was in prison, and then there was, who was the quarterback, the kneeler.
Oh, Tebow.
Tebow, yeah. So there's, like, God and, like, prison inmates.
But it's crazy he killed those 2-3 dudes and played the whole season of football and didn't even care.
I know.
It's nuts.
Gangbanger. Yeah. Well, I think we got pretty big issues this week.
Yeah.
I mean, some stuff's coming down. So, like, earlier in the week, like, maybe, like, Sunday, I started to send you some of my crazy conspiracy theory sites where they were like, my insiders in the White House, they're telling me Biden's preparing a speech to lock the country down. It's going to be somber like Bush's 9/11 speech.
Right.
So, like, obviously, like, I listen to these dudes, and although I call them my crazy conspiracy guys, about 85% of the time, they're right.
They're right, but sometimes it takes longer than what they say. That's why they get marked as nuts.
So
sometimes I think they're playing it on purpose.
Yeah, I think
to make the actual truth sound nuts.
So, obviously, that was like Sunday, but like by like Monday or Tuesday, they're talking Delta, 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 mask mandates, this and that. And notice too, they were like, there's absolutely not going to be a federal lockdown. Absolutely not.
Well, they said
And we know when the government says they're not doing something,
they're going to do it.
They're doing
Well, they already said there wasn't going to be a vaccine mandate for the federal employees, and I did that.
Yeah.
And then, well, you just said, what state now? Illinois is having it.
Illinois.
So it's moving more east.
Yeah. So
It's like a plague, just moving across the country.
But what started to really pique my interest was I sometimes I listen to Glenn Beck, and then I listen to Dan Bongino, right? Because he just came on. He started, not long ago. But he was like a former Secret Service agent and stuff. So like, I'm sure he has some good stories.
Sure.
But like,
He wasn't he didn't guard the Clintons because he'd be dead.
Yeah, he'd be dead.
His stories aren't as good as Brad's, though.
I think he quit, or not Trump, under Clinton, because just like stuff that he saw, he was like, I can't do it.
Well, he's probably smart because he'd be dead.
But he said, even he was like, hey, some of my former like Washington D.C. insiders are saying federal lockdown, like it's coming. And he was like, you gotta say no, don't just stand up. You're not ruled by them. But like when dudes like that are on national radio,
Yeah, like mainstream dudes.
yeah, like now you got it. Kind of like that was Tuesday. Like my antenna went up.
Well, Dan Bongino's a mainstream. He's on Fox News. And he's respected.
Right.
He's respected.
Yes.
He's respected. It's not like Alex Jones where everybody hates him.
So one of the dates that started popping up was August 11th, which I think that's middle of next week.
Yes, that's Wednesday.
What is it, Ashley?
It is Wednesday.
Oh, I was just seeing how well you could talk with that pizza that you didn't get enough for everybody.
He comes in with pizza,
3 cups.
3 cuts and a drink.
They
She's
gave
sitting
me
there eating
4.
in front of
And
us.
she's like, well, I do have a salad in my car if you want that. We want a salad. We want pizza.
You can brag and split the tomatoes.
Brad
off the
eats at
salad.
4 o'clock in the afternoon like a damn 90-year-old lady.
You gotta get the
Well, I eat at 4 in
and
the afternoon because I have kids that go do things.
No, I didn't do that to you. Why you
that's
fault
not-
me
that's
for?
not Ashley's fault. Did you
Yeah.
have a family and join society?
As I couldn't leave until Dad was screaming at me and I'm yelling at him to get back in the house and he wouldn't. I go, well, fine then, goodbye.
We stopped over and talked to him yesterday.
What time?
Oh,
I went for dinner.
7.
Hey,
I went for dinner at a date.
Listen,
Ooh.
now we're getting into
Whoa, you had a date with
Whoa,
him?
whoa.
Convoy got the day
Oh,
off
all right.
and he met
Okay,
me.
just making sure Convoy.
Just checking up on my boy Convoy like you weren't
Yeah,
running
because
around.
I'll smash. You do something to Convoy. I like him.
I do like Convoy.
I like how you two are pale together.
Convoy couldn't hear your message to him last week, by the way.
Hey, if you're at anyone's son and they take their shirts off, you have to walk
Yeah.
away.
I reflect the light.
They say that the pyramids in Egypt used to be like white painted white or whatever.
It was like
limestone.
Yeah.
That's them too when they take that.
Well,
when they take it.
They walk down through the field and you're like, oh, they both have white shirts on.
Well, the day we went down for, was it Mother's Day or Father's Day?
Father's Day.
We're down there. Convoy comes up to my wife. He's like, man, it's really hot out there. She's like, yeah, you're wearing black jeans, dude. You have jeans on. Like, put a pair of shorts on.
How come?
Well, his holster wouldn't fit on a pair of shorts. So
Why not?
How come all the palest people in the world wear all black? So they look even whiter.
Well, we were at the beach and it's like,
You are wearing all black in that job.
I
It
am.
looks like you're wearing a uniform.
we're at the beach and this like 7-year-old lady is like speed walking down the beach and it's like, in the morning. She had all black on. Black long sleeve pants. I'm like, what the hell? But anyway.
Where were we at? We were talking about Dan Bongino. Yeah.
Well, we were just saying about the second lockdown and how it's coming. We think it's coming. Well, it's coming.
It's not.
That was my stomach.
We've been
I heard that, yeah.
didn't I?
we've been talking about
Should have had
this
pizza.
probably for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just assumed it was gonna happen.
I was working with a partner today at work, and I'm like, we were talking, and I'm like, listen, when I have been saying this from day one, once the government takes it from you, they don't give it back. We're never going back unless we stand up and fight for it.
Right.
We're not going back.
Well,
They're going to keep moving the goalpost. It's like freaking
Charlie
Charlie
Brown.
Brown.
Football.
Yep, and she keeps moving the football on us.
Yeah, we all keep falling for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's people are starting to wake up because
I think there's
I just was watching a clip off of something where they played a clip of that. It was no agenda. They played a clip of the leader of the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
He did a long speech about don't get vaxxed if you're, don't take the white, whatever. He's preaching.
Right.
But whatever.
You can tell what he said.
He's
Don't
like,
take the white man's vaccine.
Fine. I'm for it.
Yeah.
I don't take the white man's vaccine. Just like remember Tuskegee. They gave those people syphilis and told them they'd take care of it.
No,
But they were pumping them full of it.
And that was the CDC.
Yeah.
And that's the same people doing what they're doing. You people don't realize that these are the same.
Well, I sent you that tweet from Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I didn't put it up.
Where he said the CDC reported today that only 28.4% of the black community have received the COVID vaccine, with states like California and New York mandating vaccine passports to enter restaurants and businesses. The black community would be mostly affected by this modern-day segregation.
Right.
I mean, listen, they've been saying for years that to have an ID is racist. But now they're going to start making you carry a vaccination ID.
Yeah, well, that's what they want. But there was that, you sent me that Yahoo article, someone sent me a Yahoo article about black people, there's no white supremacist scheme to be behind the vaccine. And this writer equated it to like The Godfather or something, saying that the mob bosses are sitting around seeing The Godfather where they're sitting around the table and they're like, give the drugs to the black people, they're animals.
Yeah.
I said, no, that's not what the black people think. They think, remember the Tuskegee experiment where they didn't help the people that had syphilis. They told them they were going to take care of, give them medicine.
You have bad blood. We'll make sure we clear it up for you. But if you die, we'll give you your family $50.
Right. Or like when they CIA gave drugs to Freeway Rick Ross to have them sell it so they can buy guns for the Iran-Contra.
Yeah.
Wow. And they pump that into the inner city. That's what they think about, the government doing that. And they're smart. Here's the thing. Liberals think black people are stupid.
Yeah, too stupid
So
to get an ID.
Don't trust liberals, black people, because they act like you're dumb.
Right.
You're not. You're smart. That's why you don't take the vaccine.
Yeah.
That's why
you question government.
That's why you have community and families.
Yeah.
And you stick together as groups.
Well,
because you're not stupid, because the strongest people stick together.
Listen, if you listen to, I know we've brought this up before, like Tupac, dude. In that song Changes, he's like, first they send in the drugs to have us deal drugs, right. And then they hand us guns and step back and watch us kill each other.
Yes.
That's the government.
Right. That's the government.
We know that they brought drugs over from Vietnam. We know that, look, I watched the freaking TV in like 2003 where the Marine captain was standing in front of the poppy fields in Afghanistan saying, we're guarding the poppy fields. It's all about drugs. That's why we don't fight other countries. Like, I know we're fighting like Iraq and Afghanistan, but like we're not fighting like Germany or Japan or China or Russia. We go into these places so they can. Vietnam, we started flying drugs back.
They do things in Africa because they have all the minerals.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they put those people and they keep them down on purpose. You know what I mean? They do that so they can take over their minerals and shit. But
you're right.
No, but like the liberal part, like the Democrat Party, a liberal will say to you, they need extra things for free because they're not smart enough to do it themselves.
They can't get an ID.
Yeah, they can't get it. Like, that is it's almost more racist than a white racist, actual racist, calling you like stupid.
Because they just don't like it. White racists just don't like it because the color of your skin.
Yeah.
They're not like,
they don't think you're stupid.
They're too dumb to get a driver's license.
Yeah.
Like, that's what a liberal.
No, those white dummies that think they don't like you because you're black just don't like you because you're black because they're dumb.
Yeah. Because they're stupid.
Yeah, these intelligent liberal progressives need to help you because you're not smart enough to get a job, and God forbid you can get an ID when almost every black person has an ID.
Yeah, because you have to have an ID to
drive and buy stuff,
cigarettes. If you want to smoke, or
go to a hotel,
or drink whiskey, or
anything.
You want to drink Mickey O'Shea's.
And it's offensive.
Yeah,
it's highly offensive. It offends me even.
Like you can't even own a business, right?
Yeah, it's disgusting, and I don't know why. any African American would ever vote Democrat. I mean, I understand there's some people that
they said,
yes.
well, Biden said you ain't black if you vote for Trump, so we know that. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
All right, so we know that there's a second lockdown coming. So I'm only going to tell you this one more time because it's coming probably next week, right around the time this episode drops. You better have your shit, your freaking shit in order. Food, have your shit, because the second lockdown, we ain't recovering from it.
No, I don't think so. And this time we don't have a president on our side.
Right.
I mean, but Trump didn't do much, but he didn't throw the whole weight of the federal government behind it.
Yes. He let the states
handle it. Now,
because that's how you deal with things.
Right. Now what's going to happen is that all the blue states are going to lock down, and then the federal government's going to throw all their weight behind all the red states to push them into locking down.
Yeah. Well, we saw, I was seeing today that the governor of Florida, DeSantis.
Yeah, I like him.
He was like, "Don't tell me anything. Don't talk COVID with me when you're letting thousands of freaking
in the border,
come across the border, because those stories just come out where they're dropping COVID positive illegals into your freaking state,
right.
Texas,
put them up in hotels and then release them into the community.
Right.
That's what if
because they're putting them in hotels. Listen, there's not armed guards standing at the door.
No, they're walking out.
They're letting them do whatever they want.
They should be able to walk out.
No, I mean, they shouldn't even be.
No, they shouldn't be here, but I'm saying whatever. But if either COVID's killing everybody and it's so bad that you can't let people in.
Like Canada does.
Like Canada, you're not allowed to come in from Canada.
Or it's all made up and it's a lie. Yeah. This is why I think it's a lie. Because if it was really that bad, would you let another people from another country come in here that's infected?
If we had time,
you can kill us all and then, air quote, kill us
what
all.
Rome did, dude. What did Rome do right before it failed? Like, what did they do? They opened their borders.
Yes.
They opened their borders. And everybody came storming in. Do you know, just prior to that, what happened? The Romans were like, we ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
We're Romans.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to work. What's happening here?
That's it.
This is it, dude. That's the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. It's like 3,500 pages. Go read it. I've read it.
Look,
they opened no borders, no language, no culture. They overexpend their military. And you know what the other thing they did? They took gold. They started to reduce the gold and silver in their money, so that they could print more of it, so that they devalue. The same crap we do here.
When it goes to workers, we live in a pretty good area, and there's a lot of bad workers here and stuff. But when I was over there in they're everywhere you went, no one wanted to be there.
Yeah,
it was like they're prisoners.
Well, that's. I mean,
no one. Look, I walked up to the bar at the pool. To get a drink, and me and this lady are standing next to each other. There's this kid standing there. He's making a drink. I'm like, oh, look at the guy's making a drink. Oh, get us here. Mm-hmm. He makes a drink, throws a cherry in it, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Puts a straw in it.
Little umbrella.
Walks like 2 steps over, starts drinking it. And me and the lady look at each other, and she's like, what the F? He's like, I guess we don't count or whatever. Yeah. And he walks away, and then the bartender comes over and takes care of it. I'm like, but he didn't even say, like, hey, wait a minute.
Hey, I'll go grab the bartender.
Yeah, like, wait a minute. She'll be with you in a minute. I can't. Right. I can't. I'm off now. I'm leaving or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm on my 15-minute break.
He won't even look at us. That's what I mean. People are so detached. These phones and stuff. It's just killing. I mean, we sound like old people now, but these. I always said before, these phones can be the greatest thing in the world because it's all.
Well, we talked about it last week.
Or the worst thing, because people just play games and stare at pictures of half naked.
Or watch like friggin' kids running through Walmart with their parents buying slime and shit.
Yeah, that's my god.
Dude, I want to punch face. You want to talk about punch face?
Yeah,
if I ever see one of them parents at Walmart, I'm gonna pull a friggin' fire extinguisher off the friggin' thing and just spray it right in their face, dude.
And they're making money off of that too.
Oh, I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, hey, you're making them millions of dollars. Wow, we're not millionaires.
Well, the worst thing is they're watching.
And then they're like, well, let me have a YouTube channel. And then I'm like, no, because the pedophiles will come for you.
Well, the worst thing is they're watching other kids play.
Yeah.
I yell at them, I'm like, shut that off. Go play yourself.
Right.
I can't say much. I watch people play.
Well, what's funny.
You watch people play video games?
Well, dude, it's like speed runs and how fast they do it and the strategies and stuff to kind of like.
What do you do? I mean, listen.
Just saying.
I spend. We all spend way too much time on our phone. I'm
not saying I don't.
I'm not gonna lie, but hey, thanks for making a whole bunch of noise, ice maker. You got some Mickey O'Shea's.
Yeah, I'm pouring myself
We
one.
may as well freaking
We'll plug it.
plug it real quick. Mickey O'Shea's.
Mickey O'Shea is the greatest. I mean, it's the official vodka of This Week in Conspiracy. It's one of the greatest vodkas I've ever had. It's smooth and it's refreshing, I think. And you know what? It's top shelf flavor with bottom shelf prices. What's the tagline, Ashley?
The best thing to
here,
happen
listen.
to the potatoes since the famine.
Listen to that Mickey O'Shea's go in the bottle. Or in the glass. Oh, it's so delicious.
Ooh, you almost got it to the top.
All right.
All right, so one of the other articles with Lockdown 2.0 coming.
I thought you were going to talk about Punch Face.
Oh, Punch Face was the YouTube people.
We'll talk about Punch Face.
Oh.
You want to do it now? You want to wait?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get through some of this stuff
Yeah.
first because she angers me so much.
I'm not having a lot of notes because I was off.
I know you're partying. Well, now that
Brad went on vacation and had a whole book of notes. What the hell?
Yeah.
well,
I have some.
part of my issue now is where they changed some stuff up at work, so it kind of eating into my freaking note time.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So we got, like we said, we heard August 11th as a date, so that's middle of next week. It'll be right around the time you'll hear this. Tuesday,
Yeah, if
Wednesday,
it's
Thursday.
yeah, I'll put it up on Tuesday.
But I keep seeing
Not
like
from lockdown.
October. I was looking, when we look through articles, dates start jumping out at you.
Yeah.
I kept seeing articles of, so even though the Supreme Court said it's illegal to do the eviction memorandum, they did it anyway. They did it this week.
Yeah. That's
Biden said, well, if I asked 100 lawyers, 95 of them said it's illegal, but 5 of them said we could probably win it. So I went with them. So pretty much the government just said, you don't own shit.
You don't own property.
You don't own anything, and a contract is no longer binding.
Well, that and who's going to maintain the property?
Hey, Bruce, how binding is a contract anymore when the federal government can tell you that it don't matter? The federal government can say, it doesn't matter the contract you two signed, that you will pay me X number of dollars for something each month, and I can't evict you now when you don't.
If I had a property and people weren't paying rent, I would completely quit maintaining.
I would like to see these property owners just go out and burn them to the ground.
That's what I was thinking.
They don't own
Have
it.
fun.
They don't own it.
Have fun when it's like 4 degrees this winter, and you have nowhere to live because I burnt that shit to the ground. So
There's a lot of people maintain or live off those properties.
Yeah, that's their livelihood.
Who takes care of those people?
Right.
No one.
No one. The
They're
government.
rich.
Hey,
I
the
forgot.
bank-
landlords are bad, don't
the
you
bank
know?
is still asking for their payment. The cities and counties and
Want their
municipalities
taxes.
want their tax dollars.
Yeah, there's no tax
So-
rebate or whatever.
Right. So I keep the federal government's not giving landlords money.
No.
They were giving people money
Yeah.
to pay their bills, which they didn't, because one of my someone I work with was like, I went out to get my kid a remote controller for his Xbox or PlayStation. And he was like, you can't find them, dude. They're gone because the $2,500 check hit last week.
It's these people all could work. Everybody's hiring. It just makes me so sick.
I know.
The whole world's
They're
falling.
hiring, and they're hiring at $10, $12, $15 an hour.
$15 an hour for
That's
every job.
sickening.
Every damn job like $15
No, like
an hour.
Chick-fil-A is like $15 an hour.
Yeah.
And they
The
seem to
local
treat their people
grocery
good.
store to freaking stock shelves at night. $15 an hour.
Oh, geez, I'm
Did
quitting
we
my
talk
job.
about that last week, man?
Yeah, you might have, yeah.
Like me and you should go get down there and work at night. We'll we'll work third shift restock, and you can push me in a cart. Like I'll put a helmet on, and we can
Joust.
smash through like pyramids of freaking toilet paper and stuff. But I keep seeing October. Now, why that sticks out to me? Because I have a theory. Okay,
I've been waiting to hear it.
I've been saying it I started like 50 times tonight.
Well, you've been hinting about it.
Yeah. So I have a theory. October is about a couple weeks into our flu season.
That's when
right?
that's when your body starts shedding. If you don't believe in the germ theory.
Yeah. But like that's usually when you close your windows.
Yeah, starts getting cold.
You don't get fresh air anymore. The sun's in a different setting in the sky, so you don't like where we live. You only see the sun from like June, July, and August. The rest of the time, there's no sun. It gets cloudy. It's ugly. So it's flu season. So what we've been saying about the COVID, the shot. So when we talked about it earlier, where those doctors were like, look, when we hit them with the shot, like when we did animal studies for the MNRA, when we did animal studies for SARS and the bird flu.
We did the study in 2014.
Right. It killed all of them once we introduced the actual virus.
Even Robert Kennedy Jr.
Right. So I think, look, I don't think COVID's not real. I think it's real.
Sure.
But I think it's our new flu.
I don't think it's as bad as they're saying it is.
But I think it's our new flu.
Well, while you're talking,
here,
can I say this?
Yeah.
Because that Robert Malone, that virologist who pretty much helped invent mRNA vaccines, basically said that the vaccine is creating the variants.
Well, yeah.
It's a superbug.
That's what, like he said, and they're calling it antibody-dependent enhancement. That's the word. That's the scientific word for it.
Right.
And that's what's happening. The spike proteins are filling the people's bodies up, and the viruses are changing inside their body.
Well, here's what I was thinking today. Well, not like this week.
Yeah.
So everybody who ran out and got the shot, right? What did that shot do? It created a spike protein.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So that spike protein isn't harmful to you per se, right?
That's what they
It
say.
just fills your body with spike protein.
Sure.
And they're trying to say that it's your body fights it off.
Right.
Like a vaccine would do. But with the vaccine, they're putting a dead vaccine in you.
They're
Like
putting
the dead virus into you to fight it. But let's just say, I was thinking about this. Let's just say, so they shoot that into you. Your body produces all these spike proteins. Your body goes, well, these aren't dangerous. They're not harmful. They're just floating around in me.
Right.
Okay? So let's say you flush them or whatever. Right? But
Whatever.
your body
know,
goes, whatever. It wasn't harmful. It didn't hurt me. So come flu season in October,
The live virus.
now you're getting hit with the live virus.
Right.
Because it's flu season. So that enters your system. Here, boom. Now you're getting these spike protein with the COVID. It's bouncing around inside of you. It's replicating. Your body's going, well,
No
hey,
big deal.
we just had this.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
It's not a big deal. It doesn't cause anything.
Yeah,
But then boom, 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 boom. It's over replicating. And by the time your body realizes that this isn't good, it's too late.
Right.
And that's what those old animal studies showed.
I was like, yeah.
For that once they introduced the live virus after they gave them the mRNA vaccines, it killed them because by the time their body recognized that as something bad, it was too late.
Yeah, that's not just your theory. That's RFK Jr.'s theory.
Right.
That's not a theory.
I mean,
I
guess it's not a theory to me, but yeah, it's like all the research we've done over how many episodes are we in now? 15? So you're looking at 15 weeks. That's 4, 8, 12, 3 months or whatever, 4, 12, 4.5 months, 4 months.
But that's what he said.
That's what they're saying.
He said this 6 months ago in front of Congress.
So if I'm in charge of the federal government, right?
Mm-hmm. This is your theory.
We're coming into flu season.
Right.
Now, we've been telling everybody that...
No, but I mean, this is part of what you're thinking.
Yes.
This is why they're pushing it.
Right. So we're looking at... Did you just sneeze?
I
you
held
didn't
it.
hit the mute button?
I
That's
didn't hit
weak,
the...
bro.
I tried to hit the mute button
COVID,
and
bro?
what? I stopped it.
So anyway,